Hey guys, today I'm here to talk to you about anonymous sources in journalism. Now these are important because a source may not want to be named out of fear for their own life or job or whatever. You know, you want to protect your source, and they're going to be more likely to tell you things of value when there's no fear of a judgment or punishment. You also, because of that, might get information that you might not have otherwise had if they could be anonymous. Now, on the other side of things, you know, the negatives here with anonymous sources, you know, your source could lie. They're not going to be worried about tarnishing their name when people don't know their name or their occupation or whatever, so they can say whatever they want. And another con here might be that people are going to be less likely to believe an anonymous source even if what they say is true. You don't know if people are going to, you know, just let it blow on by. Otherwise, though, you could try and see if you can get two sources to say the same thing. You know, that makes sense. And you want to make sure they're reliable. So if you've got a guy who really knows what's his stuff and he tells you something that sounds a little crazy, but he's been known to be trustworthy in the past, then there you go. Anonymous sources can be very important, you know. I mean, let's look at the Watergate scandal. You know, it's just two young journalists. They got an anonymous source, and they based their investigation initially off of what he said, and it ended in the resignation of President Nixon, the first of any U.S. president. And you know what? I mean, if they didn't have that, possibly we wouldn't have impeached him for his crimes, you know. And all. Well, we didn't impeach him. It didn't get to impeachment because he was resigned. But he totally would have been, I'm telling you. You know what? Nixon wouldn't have come forward with the stuff. You know what he said? He said this.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes. But in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
President?
Yes, sir.
But guess what? He was a crook. So, be careful with your anonymous sources, but they're important. You just gotta weigh the pros and cons out, and, see what you think. I love you. And
Gimme chicken tendies, be they crispy or from Wendy's. Spend my hard-earned good boy points on kids' meal ball pit burger joints. Mummy lifts me to the car to find me tendies near and far. Enjoy my tasty tendy treats in comfy big boy booster seats. McDonald's, Hardee's, Popeyes, Cane's, but of my tendies none remains. She tries to make me take a nappy, but sleeping doesn't make me happy. Tendies are the only food that puts me in the napping mood. I'll scream and shout and make a fuss. I'll scratch, I'll bite, I'll even cuss. Tendies are my heart's desire, fueled by raging, hungry fire. Mummy sobs and wails and cries, but tears aren't tendies, nugs or fries. My good boy points were fairly earned to buy the tendies that I've yearned, but there's no tendies on my plate. Did Mummy think that I'd just ate tendies? Tendies, get them now, you fat, ungrateful, sluggish sow. I screech while hurling into her eyes my foul smell bowel-dwelling diaper surprise. For she who is unpooped on is she who remembers. Never forget my chicken tenders.